apologize. A.R.I.S does take a little bit to load when you first log in if you're already on that planet. Right now, there's a lot of people on A.R.I.S, so it's pretty laggy. In some areas, anyway. Alright, so we are on planet A.R.I.S. We're going to look for some more lower level mobs. We already found 3 of them that you can come here and deal with without too much trouble if you've got a little bit of armor and a little bit of skill, as well as some decently high level weapons. They don't have to be super duper uber weapons, but I would suggest a damage range between 20 and 30 DPS for even the smaller mobs. For armor, I would suggest probably you'd want something at least around tier 2, tier 3, and I would suggest ghost armor. A lot of these do electric, and they also do impact, stab, and I forget what the other one is, but all things that ghost armor has for protection. And yeah, as you can see, because there's a lot of people here, it's really laggy in some places. So if you guys remember, down here there were two mobs that you can start off with. Number one is the level 7 critters, and the level 8 critters a little bit further this away. And then the easier robots for the first mission you get when you get here are on the other side of this hill. They're level 9s. So look for those in the video that was released on YouTube. We are back to doing VOD sometimes for our streams on YouTube. In case people miss the actual live stream, it'll be there for you to catch later if you have to watch it later, and all that kind of stuff. All right, we're doing a little bit of stream housekeeping here, and then we'll continue on our way. So we're going to pick a direction to go. We had pretty good luck going north, finding smaller mobs. I'm not sure what is down the road to the south. Actually, I think I know what's down there. The spheroids that we ran into yesterday are down this direction for a little ways. So let's see what's down this direction. Oh, goodness. Sorry about all the key tabs, guys. Hang on a second. Hey, John, how's it going? Alright, let me turn some things up for you a bit. How's that? Is that a little better? Okay, cool, thanks. I appreciate the sound check. Okay, so if you remember from yesterday, these are level 8s. They're not too difficult, but they are kind of tough. I'd like to remind everybody that you cannot use flying vehicles or teleport ships on the planet, and the water will kill you. So, don't go swimming. Now, one thing about the codex here for these, for the smaller ones, they're actually kind of grouped as a category. So for these guys in the codex, they actually fall under the A.R.I.S weak creatures codex. And here you've got the ones that look like A-Trax, or A-Trox, which is really what they are. And then you've got you got these guys, and these are the only 2 weak creatures here, it says. The other ones from here go to level 11, or I'm sorry, level 9 for the robots that are over that hill, and then there's level 11, which are the Thyroids that we went out and showed you guys a little bit of yesterday. So we're going to see what we find this way. So oh my goodness, so how is everybody today? Okay, let's see what's over here. If these are even, oh, more robots. Okay, these are more, well, of course, this is the other side of the hill that I was talking about. So apparently if you just run down this road far enough, you'll find the robots I was mentioning the other day, which is these. And they're not too difficult if you've got some decent DPS. Well, A.R.I.S is actually, it's a pretty decent planet. I like the way that they've done some of the things here. Like it calls back to some of the older days of Entropia, where you know, there weren't any flying vehicles or anything like that, and you had to run around and find all the teleporters. And there for a while back in the beginning, water would kill you. So let's see, that looks like there's, are those any, nope, those are still level 8. Over here. More robots. Yep, level 9. Ugh. All right. I don't think I've been to this outpost over here yet. I've been up this road a little ways, but not very far. But as I was saying, A.R.I.S is, it's about like going to Arcadia once you're done with Cyrene and you've skilled up a little bit. Like I said, there are some mobs here that are not too difficult to kill, but it just goes up from there. Ah, hey, we found some level 7s. I wonder if these will count towards my mission. Let's see. No, probably not that one, but anyway, let's see how difficult these are to kill, because you know how Entropia is. Different mobs are different difficulties, even if they're lower level. Oh, these guys don't seem too difficult at all. Let's hit them with our Hyperion, see if that does. Because what I'm trying to determine is if the TT weapons match the mobs on the planet, which so far, not really. In their base configurations without enhancers or amps or anything you can see here, they just don't do enough damage. But if you were to take these weapons here, oh yeah, turret got that one. Let's get one over here that's not as close. So this is a TT, well, for these they might, but you're still going to spend a lot of ammo using the TT gun. On these mobs anyway. So even though they're lower level mobs, they're still pretty high HP. Oops. Oh, great. I knew that was going to happen. And they do have a decent damage range that they can do to you, so that's why I suggested you're going to want something with some decent levels of protection in impact, stab, shrapnel, all the robot stuff, basically. This planet is mostly robots, and the higher level animal mobs are just crazy high. So keep that in mind when you come here. Oh, that's a really expensive chip to use, by the way. The ammo burn on this thing is crazy. So unless you've actually got the extra ped for the ammo, yeah, 3148 is the ammo burn on this chip. I should have known better than to do that, but that's okay. The damage range on this chip is 72 to 144, and it crits for, anywhere between 290 to 310 consistently. So that's a little bit of overkill for these mobs, but yeah, and we have commentary from one of my wife's friends that says, well, A.R.I.S is just another planet to ignore. Well, for a large majority of people right now that are just starting out, yes, this is not a place you want to try to start. The lowest level mob here is a level 7, and there's nothing lower. And like I said, their level 7 is different from like a level 7 Argonaut or anything on Calypso. Oh, hiccup. But so what we're gonna do is we're gonna ditch the pyro chips, and we're gonna go with our Cali Trek, because it's actually a pretty decent weapon to use here. Most of these lower level mobs you can handle with the Cali Trek Mark II. I think the one I've got. Yeah, CR Soul Mark II. I have the ELM edition, but you know, I mean, one of the things you want to do as a free-to-play player is you don't want to be overspending. Overspending is a big thing. So you want to get the most efficient kills you can, and these don't really, as you can see, they don't really require too much more of an oomph, but anywhere between 20 and 30 is, I'm going to say, probably around ideal for these. So I don't know what the HP for these mobs is. It seems to be around 300 or so. I'm just not very good at doing the maths or really looking things up. So if somebody does know the HP on these, it'd be great to see what that is. Maybe 400, somewhere in there. Alright. I would like to apologize in advance if we run into any internet hiccups. That does happen sometimes. So these would probably count towards the mission where you have to kill robots as well, which is the first one you get when you get here. Now the second part of that mission, I haven't found the bosses you're supposed to kill, so, but I have heard it's insanely difficult. So I guess we'll see when I find them. Oh, there's an A.R.I.S codex. Yeah, as you can see, they're kind of just grouped together in categories instead of separate mobs. This one would be under the robots. See, we've got this guy in here. We've got these. Well, I guess it's just these two for now, because I haven't really shot any other robots to unlock their codex. Oh, and I forgot to do my Jeez. Alright. Let me get my reward right quick. And these do have some, they're not stellar codex, but they're alright. This is only rank 3, and we're getting 0.3375 ped in secondary or primary skills, or primary codex. I mean, you know. Alright. So, these would probably do well for the first mission when you get here. And they're a little bit less difficult as the robots that I showed you before, so this would actually be a little bit better option for that one. Alright, let's continue to see what else we can find. Now, if you look at the landscape, it's kind of, it looks like a mix between Cali and Next Island and Cyrene, I want to say, because there's a lot of hills and a lot of mountains, and there's a pretty good swampland that I haven't shown you guys yet that we'll run through in a later episode, probably tomorrow, day 4, because there's a whole bunch of high-level mobs out there. Stuff that I can't even come close to even fighting yet without dying a lot. Alright, let's see. And actually, I don't think I've been to the top of this hill yet, to be honest with you. Okay, so here we've got, level 36 derelict defenders, level 15 derelict drones, level 20 derelict drones, level 44, oh my, defendatrons. I think those are in my mission, but yeah, Defendatron. I don't know if I have to kill one, or I'm not sure. Or if those are specific mobs that are bosses. Okay, so that's a nope over there. Let's see what happens if we go this way. I think we don't want these. Oh, these are just the level 7s again, so. But they're all over this base up here.